Podcast, episode 19. Here we are. What is today? Today's Tuesday. The episode would usually be dropping today, but me and Dave are humans, so we kind of have to just take a pause night. But here we are. Hi, Dave. My dog.
Hey, Tay. I shit you not. I already got a text and 2 messages. They're like, it's 10 o'clock yet. Where is it? I'm like, oh my goodness. For one, that's cool. I kind of dig that. But 2, yeah, we usually record a night or a night before. Shit happens. It was a crazy weekend. We'll kind of get into that. At least for me, it was absolutely bananas. And we're like, shit, we're just going to do it Tuesday morning. We're just going to make it happen. We always just went live.
We always go hard. And I think the last time we took a break week was Christmas time, like around Christmas.
Yeah.
And even last night, it was funny. I was driving to the gym after my really long fucking day yesterday. And I'm like, man, I'm just going to manifest right now that we don't record the podcast tonight. And then I just kind of text you, like, I'm going to give you the best energy I have. And you were like, you tired? And I was like, yes. And you're like, me too. Let's do it tomorrow. So I was like.
I know. It's like, we've never really done that at night, like before the show, because we always contact each other, like, an hour before, minutes before. Yeah. Anytime we've talked like that, we've always recorded. We've never, but like, I was the same way. I was like, man, I would have done it. I would have gave you my C+ performance, but right now I'm ready for an A+ performance. I'm ready. Right. I'm back. I feel good. I feel strong. The hair is all right. So I'm up. I'm ready.
And then, okay, the Rams won. So you won the bet. The Rams won. I didn't even watch it, first of all.
Did you watch the halftime show?
No, I didn't watch anything of it.
So good.
I've seen all the memes, so I need to watch it. And then, I would
talking
check
about 99 cent.
99 cent. Y'all leave that man alone.
People were hitting on him hard, bro.
It's just like, but if a woman gained weight like that and was performing like that, everyone would have been like, yes, queen, love yourself, love your body that you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I checked periodically to see what the score was, just so I could be like, haha, I'm winning the bet. And every time I checked it, the Bengals were winning. And I was like, I give up. I don't need to check anymore because they're winning. And I think there was maybe 4 minutes left of the game or something wild. And I just went to sleep, and then I woke up the next day and looked it up, and it said the Rams had won, and I was like, what the fuck?
It was a really good game. It was like a good Super Bowl. The commercials are whack. They used to be so funny and cool back in the day, but that's whack. It was a good game. Yeah, the Rams came back to win. Literally a minute and a half left, kind of towards the end, and the Bengals were even driving, but it was cool little ending. But yeah, the best part, and I'm a football guy, the halftime show was awesome. God, it was so good. I wish Eminem would have done 35 songs in a row, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. I heard, I saw this meme. It was so funny, and it was like every year for the Super Bowl, they used to put on performances for old people.
Yeah.
And then this year they put Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and then it was then the moment hits you when you realize you are the old person.
Yeah, I seen that. I know. I think they were saying Dre and Snoop are both over 50. Eminem is 49 years old.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is so wild to think. My birthday's coming up, so I'm I've been kind of not looking forward to it.
23 never looked better.
Yeah, okay. But then it's funny because so many people always assume that I'm in my 30s, which there's nothing wrong with being 30. I'm not saying 30-year-olds are old or anything like that, but for me, being 25, people will come at me and be like, oh, I thought you were 30. And I'm like, not yet.
I think you've been I'm trying to say this the best way possible. And I think you're going to I think you've been in the limelight. You've everyone's seen, kickboxing days and boxing days and stuff. You just started super, super young. You started before others kind of start. So you've been in the game now for a minute and you're still super young.
And I think too, I tell people I have kids all the time. That's the first thing I ever say about anything. Oh, I have kids. I have 2 boys, they're the best. So people assume I'm older because I have 2 kids, not just 1, but 2. Yeah. And people are always like, I thought you were older because you're a mom. I'm like, no.
It's the most flattering thing. So at the Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship, we it was right before the show started, and we wanted to get a little Tito's, a little Sprite, just kind of take the buzz off a little bit. And so I order and they go, sir, you look under 30 to us or under 35, so you have to show your ID. I was like, man, I still got it.
Yes.
So I was like, there you
Were
go.
you like baby faced? You were baby faced and
No, I had a little bit. I had a little scruff, but I don't know.
I know that made you feel good.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I was like, Anthony Pettis, you heard that? I still look young.
You're like, I can't believe you guys make me pull out my ID. And then you're just like happy to pull it out.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Man. But dude, that show was amazing. Like, that was such a cool event. First time ever. Like, there's just something, I don't know. I love how it's the first time ever. Like, there will never be a one.
Yeah.
And so it was super cool. Fights were great. I am like so giddy. And I know this is going to sound so corny. I'm like so proud. The dog.
My dog's like squeaking her toy.
See, the dog's proud too. I'm like so proud of like our team at Fight Bananas. Like, we killed the event. Alicia Spencer, Paige, Eddie, like, we absolutely murdered the event, and it was just awesome. We got so much good content, and it was great. Like,
Eddie posted this video of him dancing, and I loved it. I love him, his
like,
vibe, and he's always so happy and so just like good energy. He's good energy.
Eddie is a cameraman / performer / podcaster. He does it all. He's like he always wears that black hat, but he's like what is it, like a trick of many hats, or wears many hats, something like that. Yeah, that's Eddie. That dog's going for it.
I know, she's driving me crazy. She only does this when I'm podcasting. Anytime, never ever does she come and squeak at me, but she does it whenever I'm like right in front of the camera and not paying attention to her.
No, keep this with that. Just keep it. The kids are like that too. So I could be in the back room. We could be watching YouTube. Everything's fine. As soon as my phone rings, all 3 kids come to me and want to ask me a question. I'm like, I'm on the phone. Like,
you guys want nothing to do with me when I'm in the room, and then the second my attention's otherwise. My dog, she's so needy too. So
you know what's Saturday this weekend? We are like on the road. It is KnuckleMania 2 week.
KnuckleMania 2. I am really not as excited for it as I thought I would be.
I know. No, I'm always real. You know that. I'm just going to be on it. That's who I am from day one. We'll be it to the day I die. I have media credentials. I'm trying to right now in works of it, trying to change names on it because I'm not going. I'm skipping it. I'm too busy. So much is going on. It's a far drive, and I've been doing other stuff, and then I might stay, and it's a lot. I'm like, I don't know. There's just not like I'm going to watch it. I'm absolutely going to watch it. I'm going to be rooting for people, and afterwards we'll talk about it. Next week's pod will be a lot of like, wow, what we just saw at KnuckleMania, but to make it that 18-hour day, I'm just going to
there's
someone else.
A lot of people fighting that I'm excited for and that I love. So it's not like I'm not excited for the people fighting on the card. I just think, I don't know, I'm just not as excited for it. You would think that with the flyweight title fight, I think it's just become like, all right, like everyone's like, all right, Taylor, the flyweight queen's going to be crowned. What do you think? I'm like, come on. Like, I'm more so like, all right, let them crown the champ so I can we can move on from this, and it can be my time to shine because I'm coming. So that's really all it is for me. And I'm excited. You know, I'm a huge fan of Chad Mendez. I'm a huge fan of Uli. I'm very excited for Uli. Like, that's probably the one I'm most excited for, just because I got to hang out with him in Miami and really talk to him on a personal level about stuff going on behind the scenes. And our podcast drops today too that I was on, the Don't Blink podcast. So that's going to be fun. I'm a huge fan of a lot of people on the card and stuff like that. But for some reason, I can't even give you like a real reason that I'm just like,
I'm with you.
I don't really like.
I'm so with you. Like, I feel the same thing. I should be excited for Chad Mendez and Bare Knuckle FC. Like, I should be. And, Mike Perry was there at Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship. And, he was in a good mood and stuff of that nature. I should be happy for that. No, I'm super intrigued. I cannot wait to watch Britton and Christine. I cannot wait. I'm kind of giddy on it for sure. But as a whole, I don't know. It's like missing something. And 2, you ready for this one?
What?
I don't think they promoted it as much as like others. Like it's like kind of going underneath the radar.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It's just like, and I love Bare Knuckle. I think their shows are great. I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be one of those ones where we're like, we're not that excited, but when we're watching it, we might be like, oh shit. Like, really good. Like the Jackson card. That card, I was like, I'm not really excited for it, but that card was really fucking good. Like I sat and watched every single fight. It was stoked for it. But yeah, I think I'm more so in the position right now where I just want to fight. And so when I get in that mode, it's like I don't really care about anybody else fighting. I care about Taylor getting a fight, and then it shifts my mood a little bit. But yeah, so hopefully I could get something lined up soon, and I'll be watching. Of course, I'm gonna watch. I didn't go down or decide to go down to Florida because one, my whole team over here has got fights that weekend, and I'm gonna be there for that. And then nobody said anything like, "Hey Taylor, like if you get down here, we'll make sure you have a seat," or anything like that. Or so I'm not gonna go spend thousands of dollars and stuff and be away from the kiddos and all of that when I can be home here supporting my team.
For sure. And I'm not trying to bury. We are going to watch it on the Bare Knuckle TV app.
Oh, yeah.
I pay them each month. I cannot wait to watch the event. But that is it's a miss. It's a miss by Bare Knuckle, not to have you there. So when they give the title to Christine or to Britain on the spot, it's like, boom, you're there. It's already like lined up. Crowd would go nuts. It's like, exactly. Hey, you could have Hector Lombard. I'd be like,
yeah.
So I don't know. It's a missed opportunity for sure. It's
absolutely
missed.
And then I have so much going on. Like I don't know if we talked about it on here last week, but I'm getting my teeth pulled Tuesday. So it's just like my schedule is crazy. My kids are being crazy. I'm moving, but more my kids, man, lately have just been wearing me thin. They've been wearing me thin. So it's a lot. It's a lot for me to travel. Like,
you want 2 more? You're gonna get 2 more kids? 4 is the number.
Yeah. No, thank you. I think that you guys are super parents. I don't think I'm capable of.
I don't know how we do it.
I don't either. I really don't. You guys are superhumans.
Just drowning. Just There's like a really funny meme. They're like, what is having 4 kids like? It's swimming in a pool with a kid drowning, and then they hand you another kid.
Yeah.
It's like cheesy. But no, I'm excited. It's crazy. So no, that's a lot. Like I know you picked up new shifts at the coffee spot, and then I guess there's a move in the works that with me winning the bet, I now I don't have to help you move. Maybe I can send you good vibes, or maybe I can have someone else do it for my place. But
and I gotta like hurry to move, and it's just a lot. And I'm not a procrastinator because I work very hard. I just have so much shit going on in the outside world that by the time I get home, I just want to like lay in bed. So the thought of me, instead of coming home and laying in bed, now I have to use my time to like pack and move shit and transfer shit and make phone calls. It's just like, it's just so much. So, but I'm actually really excited because it's a bigger place and it's going to be better for me. But yeah. And then
you're going to create a podcast room?
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about in my room doing like a corner, like one of the corners of my room, making it all about podcasting. And I was looking up like stuff that has like a good vibe and lights and like doing something really fancy. I think that would be, I would love to do that. I can't even figure out how to use a freaking microphone. I bought this microphone months ago and I've yet to use it for the podcast.
We're going to use it next week.
Okay.
We're gonna
have a tutorial. You're going to call me beforehand. You're going to
actually, one thing I'll talk to you off air about podcasting in the future. And then the second thing I do want to talk to you on the air is, so I wore the shirt 2 times. You had that dope picture. You put the shirt on, you were at the gym, or the tank top.
I love that.
Asking. Like, so I think we're going to I don't want to take pre-orders. Like, I know we're not that professional, but we are going to order the shirts. Like we just decided, we talked about it off air before we went on. I'm going to order 50 of guys shirts, like that blue shirt in different sizes. So if guys or girls want that tee, hit us up. And then you're going to get the tank in the Banana and the Bee.
Yeah. I'm going to get that.
And then your Taylor Starling one.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a bunch of shirts. I don't know.
That's
We might need it to take pre-orders for like motivation. Either way, we're getting shirts. We're gonna get shirts, and yeah, that tank top is so dope. I am very picky about what I work out in, and you wouldn't think so looking at me because I usually look like a homeless bum, but I actually am really picky about what I train in. I put that tank top on. I was like, oh, this thing is money, baby. This thing is
good.
money.
It's like it feels like Under Armour. It's like that material. Like it's so good. I love it. So we'll I don't know. We'll sell it for like $89.99. That I also like.
The lady that sells her farts in a jar. You get a fart in a jar from me if you buy a Killer Bee shirt.
People would buy that shit up. Maybe you could buy it on Taylor Starling's fan site right there.
Yeah, see?
Oh, did you get your pictures yet?
I was supposed to get them. It's a wild story. So I knew that I had asked them for a rush delivery. So orangutan is very high profile. So if you want your pictures rush delivered, which is a week, you have to pay a fee. And I had emailed them like, yeah, I want to pay the fee. And when I paid them and left and kind of was just sitting about it thinking, I'm like, man, they really didn't charge me. They charged me, but not as much as I had like expected to pay. So the week passes and I message them. I'm like, did you guys by chance like know that I wanted to do rush fee? Because I'm pretty sure I said it in the email. And they were like, oh, yeah, you did, but we didn't do it. And I'm like, oh, well, if I pay it today, can I get them rush delivered? Because I would like to have them sooner rather than later. And they said, yeah. And they said that they were going to get sent yesterday and they didn't. So I'm waiting. I know that they are very fancy and they work very hard on their stuff.
Right.
So. But it would have been a 4-week wait period if I wouldn't have paid for it.
So you're saying today, on a normal February 15th day, that the Banana and the Pea podcast is dropping, the Dope Link podcast is dropping, you might get brand new dope pictures. Like today's like a freaking holiday.
I know. And it's funny because I feel
Taylor Starling Day.
Yeah. Taylor Starling Day is every day in my mind.
Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
I did have a good Valentine's Day. I had to work, so it was a very, very long day. Yeah, it was a very long day. I just worked, signed a lease to an apartment, and I went to the gym and trained. I got flowers, and it was a good day. How was your Valentine's Day? Did you sauce, wine, dine, and 69 Susie?
Well, we did some of that.
The 69, that's what it was.
We so her favorite thing is, and you know, I love it too, but it's like it's her go-to. She loves sushi. So there's a couple different sushi places in town, but she loves this one, and she likes this certain type of sushi from the place. I was like, I think it was like Saturday or Sunday. I'm like, babe, because she's like mom of the year, the greatest mom ever, and like we have set dinner schedules because of ordering food and the kids and homework and all this shit. So she had like Monday kind of like going to have it planned. I was like, hey, don't plan Monday's dinner. I got it. She's like, really? She's like, yeah, I got dinner. Don't worry about it, darling. I got you. And she's like, okay. And by the way, you can't tell her something. You can't be like, oh, I have a surprise or I have something in the works. Like she needs to know. Like I'm like, I should know this by now. Like 7 years of marriage of like, hey, darling, don't worry about it. She's like, what? So I told her, I was like, hey, we're getting your favorite sushi place. She's like, what? That's awesome. And, you know, I worked all day. She worked all day. The kids, it was just a kind of a normal day in a way. But yeah, we had a good sushi. Taylor, the 2-year-old and 2-month-old, tried her first piece of sushi ever.
And she liked it?
No.
You said it like she was gonna like it, so I was gonna be shocked. I'm like, really?
But I was like so pumped that she tried it. Like my Dylan, who's 5, he won't try sushi. Yeah, Colin, 9, won't even dare of it. She's like,
yeah, my kids absolutely will. If it looks funny, they're not touching it. They don't want it. They want chicken nuggets. Like that's.
You know what they mark though at that place? My kids eat more pork fried rice than any kids on this planet. I guarantee you. They mark it.
Yeah, my son loves noodles, like low noodles. Loves any kind of noodle that there is in the world. Noodles. He's all about the noodles, baby. They've been like so wild. So I feel like every parent gets at a point like this, like when they're having a rough spot with their kids, like where your kids are just like trying your patience. Yeah. And man, I have to tell you about this fight the kids got in the other day because I have 2 boys. Everybody, for the most part, knows I have 2 boys, a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. So they're very close in age. They're night and day, polar opposites. One, like, they're just complete opposites. But they have been fighting so bad lately, and there's just, like, nothing I can literally do about it. But the other day, my oldest, Carson, he's 5. He's so bossy to the little one, Brody. He's so bossy to him and always wants to, like, tell him what to do, tell him how to talk, tell him how to do everything. He has to just constantly boss him around. Anyways, Brody had enough of it the other day. He usually takes it and just takes it and takes it and takes it and deals with it. But the other day, Brody has a Carson has a Nintendo Switch. Brody picked up the Nintendo Switch like this, double hand, and just Serena Williams Carson in the face.
Oh my God.
And I think that's about where I lost it in my week. I was just like, enough of that. So yeah, my week, they've been really trying my patience the past couple of days. They've been very good, but they've also had just moments of like where I have to like rip them apart and just separate them completely.
Yeah.
And I try to get them to spar, and they won't do it. They want to do it at home.
And it's the same thing. Yeah, like Dylan, who's like 5, and Colin, who's like 9. It's so funny because like Dylan loves him so much. Like he wants like his older brother's attention and everything. But like once in a while, like he'll like do really stupid things to Colin, like almost like kind of pick on him or like take something, of some sort. And then like Colin will get like big on him. Or what Colin does, and it's like, dude, snitches get stitches. Yes. Yeah. Snitches get stitches. He'll come around the corner. He's like, Dylan said, gosh. Or like he'll come around the corner and goes, he didn't put his clothes in a hamper. He dropped them on the floor. I'm like, dude, snitches get stitches, dude. That's your bro. I know this sounds, I want them to be on the same team and kind of like be together against us in a way. When me and my brothers, we would do stupid shit, but like try to get away from our parents to make sure we got around the stupid shit. Like be on a team. I'm like, they like pick on each other and like tell on each other. It's like, come on, dudes. Like
it's hilarious. Carson will literally be like, Brody is standing too close to me. I'm like,
right, yeah.
I can't tell him where to stand, Carson. Goodness, like get away from him.
He's breathing my air.
Yeah, walk away from him. It's so funny. They just, they're the best. But man, it's always like when something like when my life is like as hectic as possible, when they decide to like go at each other the most, and I'm just like, why can't we all just get along and love each other?
Did you watch UFC 271?
No. You already know how I am. I do the thing where I go to sleep, I wake up first thing in the morning and go to the UFC's Instagram.
Yeah.
And like see who won and who lost, and then I'm like, but it's funny because I'm always like, what did I do? What did I do?
So. Okay, I have a question for you about the event. So, in the main event, Israel Adesanya, best middleweight, maybe of all time, best thing going. He defeat Robert Whittaker again, and it was all 5 rounds, unanimous decision. And I'm watching the fight live, and I had it 4-1 Izzy, or I could be talked to 3-2 Izzy, but 100% Izzy won the fight. Couple close rounds, definitely Whittaker won 1 round, maybe 2. So after the fight, Izzy wins unanimous decision, and like Whittaker, who's like, dude, a super good guy and doesn't bullshit. Like he's not that type of guy. He was like, he really thought he won the fight. And he's like, wow, like I thought I did enough. I thought I beat him. I'm kind of shocked by the result. I'm like, wow, So as a fighter, my question to you is, and I've been on this for a couple years, and I think you know this, would you want a scoreboard? So after 3 rounds of your fight with Hannah Guy, or 4 rounds of Hannah Guy, you would be like, oh, wow, okay, I'm up 3-0, or I'm up 4-0, or shit, it's 2-2. Like, I might have to do something here in the 5th. Would you want a scoreboard so you knew where you're at?
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't anybody want that? Why wouldn't they? But it's like, as a fighter, there's only been a couple times where I've felt that way. Usually when you're unanimously winning, you can feel it. I will say when I fought Hannah Guy, like, I was like, whew, if they said that she won, like, I don't want to say it like that to like put myself down, but I was like, if they said she won, like, I would have believed it, but I can't watch myself. Like, I could just feel what was going on in that moment. But so many people were like, whoa, if you won that fight, like, no problem. But in my head, like, I was like, this fight's close. And I remember my coach, Duke, one of my head boxing coaches, he was like, he'll always tell fighters in the fight that they're losing to, like, amp them up. Like, if it's going the distance, he'll be like, look, you're down. So you need to come in there and pull it out, even if they're winning. And I remember I sat down on the bench and I was waiting for him to say it. And I was going to ask him, am I winning? And in my head, I was like, no, don't ask him that because he's going to tell you you're losing.
Right.
So I waited. And then I remember after I fought Hannah, I literally walked over there and I go, do you guys think I won? And they were like, what? Hell yeah, we thought you won. What do you mean? You unanimously won.
So our friend, by the way, good transition right here. Our friend Hannah Guy,
Ultimate Fighter.
I got a big thing. So the whole weekend, I'm in the Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship, and a lot of the people we know, our circle, melds together. So like my joke the whole weekend, and everyone's like, dude, Dave, that was good. That was good. I was like, my girl Taylor Starling is so freaking good. You lose to Taylor and still get a job promotion.
Oh, mic drop. And that's the thing. People are like, oh, that girl's such a can.
I know. She's going to earmuffs for kids. Hannah Guy is going to fucking win the Ultimate Fighter. Watch. I'm calling it right now. She's winning that show.
Yeah. She's
dude, like, one, we know how tough she is. Two, like, she has the kind of like, I think she has the personality to win that show too. I think she's kind of like Brian in a way, like very mellow, like calm. And sometimes I think you need that. Sometimes if you like a roller coaster, that's not good for that show. Like you're stuck in a house for 6 weeks, no family. Like you can't be an emotional wreck like other people. So I think she's going to be good on that. And then to close it off, she's such a good grappler. Like at least she goes into the house and I think she has an advantage maybe over anyone on the show with the grappling skills and that kind of the wrestling and just the control. So I think she's got a really good shot.
So this is my prediction. If it plays out to where, because I know that Helen Peralta is going to be on there.
She is.
My prediction is if they are on opposite teams, I think that it's going to end up being Helen Peralta and him. That's my prediction.
Taylor Starling's so freaking good. You lose to her and get a job promotion.
And I'm over here. Never mind after this time. I'm just going to stop right.
I don't. Hannah Guy just 6 times her pay.
Man.
I was so happy for her though. It was.
I was
so
too. I was very excited.
I don't want to say too much, but we actually talked, and it was kind of a little bit of a roller coaster, and she wasn't sure, and she's like, yeah, I think this is happening. And they take her phone away, and literally it was like the night before, and she there was like a video, and it was cool. I was really happy for her.
I'm super happy for her. I hope she goes and kills it.
Also, who's a stud who's like I've been like really into lately, and his social media, and I love kind of the vibe he's throwing out there. Of course, super close to Hannah Guy as well. Alan Belcher, man.
Okay.
Belcher and Arnold Adams they're saying some shit. I like it. I'm into it.
I like that shit too.
Yeah.
It's funny. And it was just like, I don't know if you watched, I think you watched Alan Belcher's fight, right?
I see it now. Yep.
So like watching when Frank Tate came up in the ring and was trying to talk that shit, and Alan Belcher just handled it so well that Frank Tate like couldn't even really say anything. Alan Belcher was like, man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't worried about you. Like, go do something else. Like,
and the funniest thing is too, like, I know Frank Tate. Like, there's a lot of history. Frank Tate has fought under Dean Toole's island fights 2 or 3 times. A big fight and all this stuff. So, like, I have a lot of history with Frank Tate, and I was there at Bare Knuckle FC 7, 8. Me and Dean went to Mississippi when Dylan Clucker's debut, and he fought Frank Tate, and he beat him. And Frank Tate's good guy, good fighter and all, but like I don't get why, like, I feel like Bare Knuckles pushing him into the main event status. And I'm like, when did this happen? Like, okay.
Because I feel like Alan Belcher should be the one being pushed right away to like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they pushed someone like Bobo into the main event against Belcher, who should have been there, and he got knocked the fuck out in the first.
Yeah.
Like, Come on now. Be careful, Bare Knuckle. Be careful.
Arnold Adams and Alan Belcher is a fight I would
that's
love
so good.
to watch. That's such a good fight.
Like, I think that's what KnuckleMania is missing. Like, I know Julian Lane and Mike Perry did the fight thing at your show, like in the crowd, but like since then, I haven't really heard anything. Like, I haven't seen their socials. Like, I thought they would be jawing this whole time.
The only one,
like, I think Christine Fierre is the one that I hear the most, like going after, you know, how she says ratchet. Like, she's just going after it.
I have seen so much of them between each other back and forth on the internet that it's just like cracking me up. I live for it. I think it's funny. I like I don't care about drama, but like of course I like to sit and eat my popcorn and be like, interesting. It's just funny. It's funny because like I just feel like in that game, like I feel like you're not gonna be able to out shit talk Christine. It's like, and I now it's like it was like, okay, now they're talking shit, and it's just got even more and more and more personal, and it's like, ooh. So I am very excited for their fight. I wasn't trying to downplay it earlier, but like it's wild. I just won't. I would never be. You would not catch me in the crossfire of that kind of beef.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm too just like. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care.
No, I'll keep that off there. The one phone call conversation.
Phone call?
Yeah. We'll keep that off there.
There's some things that we just have to keep off air.
Yeah. That's an unfair one.
The Joe Rogan cancellation policy, you know, there's certain things we just can't say.
Man, I know. It was crazy that. And even Dana White said, like, hey, he was, allowed to come. It wasn't even a UFC thing. It wasn't a Disney or ESPN thing. It was like Joe Rogan made the decision of, like, he thought he would have been not a nuisance, but a kind of like he would get in the way. Like, he would take spotlight away from the fighters and the fights and stuff. And he's like,
what a stand-up guy. And they're trying to cancel him.
And then, like, Israel and Asanya and all people. Did you hear that?
Yes.
That was awesome.
I love Izzy. I think Izzy is the coolest.
Dude.
It's hard to not like Izzy.
He's one of the best ever. Like, he's so freaking good. So good.
I absolutely believe that.
So good. All right. Last little thing, KnuckleMania. Then we'll run. We have Chad Mendes early. I got Luis Palomino. I think he's over. I know he went through COVID last time and didn't put the best performance, and I think he's back. He just got married. Didn't he just get married?
I know, yeah.
Congratulations.
I had asked him to do the podcast last night, and he was like, I can't. I'm getting married. I'm like, well, okay, of course. Of course. Like, no, like, get married.
So twice we asked people to be on the podcast. One day they got married, and one day Chad Mendes had a baby.
I know. We're making things happen over here. If we ask you to be a guest on the podcast, you better believe something good is coming your way.
I know. We're good with that whole timing thing. We're good. Hey, come on the show. What do you got going on? I'm getting married. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, my wife's in labor right now, actually. Yeah.
Imagine Chad was doing it at the hospital. Babe, just keep breathing.
Yeah,
you're doing good.
You know, that's the kind of thing you do when you're on your second child.
Yeah. So we got Luis Palomino. I think he's going to do work. Main event. Everyone lately has been Perry. I felt like was a nice favorite, and everyone was really leaning him. And then, like, honestly, the last week I'm hearing some stuff about how
Julian Lane will win.
Oh, there you go. Like Julian about how he's been in bare knuckle before, and Mike has never done it, never felt it, and it's kind of different. And people think just that kind of veteranship, and people are starting to lean Julian Lane. So I'm intrigued. I gotta watch it.
Yeah. I think Julian Lane takes it.
Wow. Okay. I like that. We're going to cut it.
My dog is like freaking knocking my light over. She's knocking on
Last one. So Christine versus Britain. We talked about it a couple of times. We both have Christine. Do we have a finish or does it go all 5 rounds?
I think she finishes her.
Wow.
Do you think so?
I know this is like kind of seesaw. Christine beats her
in the late rounds.
Oh, okay. So that's what I disagree. Christine beats her in the first, like within a minute, or it goes every round. Like, I think she comes out and throws some shit that Britain doesn't like and some hard and goes out. If not, if Britain gets past that first tornado, I think it goes all 5.
Yeah.
Britain's tough. She is tough.
She is tough. And it's like, that's the hard thing. Like, Christine's gonna really have to knock down, drag out Miss Britain.
She just got teeth. I wasn't trying to be funny, but I was like, Britain, just wait after the fight. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to get like new shit right before you fight Christine Fear.
Yeah. Well,
that's the first thing I thought of, and I was like happy for her, and she was like happy with it and all. I'm like, no, that's good. And like I said, Britain's always been nice to me, but I was like, just wait after the fight. Like,
maybe she got the ones that are like what are they, not nailed into your head? Like what is veneers where they're like screwed in?
Yeah.
So maybe they're harder to knock out, or maybe she can just pop them out. I don't know, but maybe she can pop them out, and before she fights, she pop them out and fight, and then pop them back in.
Oh my goodness, there's so many things I could go with that, but I'm just gonna let it go.
I'm excited though. Like,
yeah, I'm excited.
Despite everything, and everyone thinks there's so much heat between every single flyweight in the division. Like, so many people have asked me why I'm not just like absolutely livid that I'm not fighting, but both of those women deserve to be in that spot. So it's not like they both deserve to be in that spot. They're gonna put on a good show, and then the champ will be crowned. Like, of course, like I see myself as wanting to be there, but you know, they need a women's champion. If like, how much longer are we gonna wait until we have one? So that just gives me something to really grind towards. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get to see who I fight next. And as the number one contender over here, I'm ready.
There we go. There you go. You heard it. I think that's a great way to end it right there. So KnuckleMania, days away. KnuckleMania 2, 4 great fights on it. Uli's on the undercard. So we are huge fans of Uli Diaz. So make sure you go get it. Bare Knuckle TV app. Send the check in the mail, Bare Knuckle. Gee whiz, we've been sponsoring your show for 2 weeks, but we appreciate it
the whole time. I think we talked about Bare Knuckle FC every time we're on here, which is great.
Right.
Love Bare Knuckle FC. Watch the fights. KnuckleMania 2 this weekend. Download the BKTV app, like Dave said.
Shout out. And hey, if you want the Banana and Bee tee or a tank top, Taylor Starling shirts, we're gonna start like some pre-order stuff. I think maybe I'll make a post on the IG, even on Facebook too. Like, we'll make a post of like kind of prices and sizes and what's available, and we'll the next week or two we'll kind of get stuff working.
If you want a Banana and the Bee podcast shirt, drop a comment down below. Make sure you hit that bell button and subscribe to the Banana and the Bee podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Drop a comment on IG. Share it to your story. Let the people know. And that's it.
You don't even need me anymore. You don't even need me. Taylor Starling, Dave and Auken, the 19th volume of the Banana and Bee podcast. We're out. And we say,
my dog says bye.
Bye.
Bye.